Anything that is holy does nothing but solving problems. So you cannot say that a place where blood are shed, Gaza, Israel, they have been fighting from Bible time till now. Then what makes it a holy place, for crying out loud? When they killed the prophets and never believed that they need peace in the world. What makes it holy? In a place where there is Judaism, where there is a Christian religion, Islam, Hinduism, then this person will face this place making noise, another person will face other place making noise. How do you call it a holy place?
Wow.
A holy place is a place that is reserved for one thing.
Yes, hello, greetings, you out there, fans. It's another big show today, and I hope you're ready. I hope you're waiting, ready to hear us out on another chilling episode. I want to say stay tuned, and I'm sure you have been enjoying lately. I'm sure you've been learning so much. You've been gathering a lot of information that could help you upgrade your life and update your lifestyle. Congratulations if you are part of this move. And today we are here again to, rub minds together. I am Divine Susie, and I want to introduce the person of the servant, D. Fanacho.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
I appreciate your presence. It has always been wow, So without more, let's welcome Brother Chidobodo to the podium. Highly welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Nice having you here.
Thank
Thank you. By my side is my wonderful sister Fulfillment. Highly welcome.
Mr. Susie, thank you.
With a beaming smile,
Welcome our viewers for today.
Yes. And we are ready for you. I hope you are ready for us. So please stay tuned and don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Today we're going to be looking at a very interesting topic, and this topic is something that, it's universal, something that touches everyone. And we're going to be looking at it and see how it affects us as individuals, spiritually, economically, and otherwise. So many people, when you ask them, there is this special attachment they have for this issue of pilgrimage. They tell you, I'm traveling, going to Holy Land, and I want to visit this, I want to visit that. And today we are really going to look into that to really understand the intricacies as regards pilgrimage. So before I go further, I would like to ask the servants to tell us pilgrimage, the meaning of pilgrimage in its own terms. Thank you, sir.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Glory be to God. Right, pilgrimage have to be, you use the known to conquer the unknown.
Okay.
That is to say, we have to talk about pilgrimage in respect to what people have known it to be.
Right.
Then it is through that presentation that we can now come in to tell people where they are getting it wrong.
Fine.
So this is it, because all what we are doing is to make sure that we strike a balance in the society, that there will be no guesswork
Yes.
in life. People will have the time, ability to make a right choice and decision, and no one would mislead the other. So if you want to go and waste your money, you become on a choice. Not because you are going to a place in the name of God, you don't know that it's a bait, a trap set for you to destroy you spiritually, destroy you economically, destroy you emotionally, eat your time and eat your attention.
Okay.
Just have rightly stated that whatever takes your time and takes your attention, takes your life and control your life. So life is so precious in this physical world that we shouldn't waste even a dot of our time. As we have already said, every child, every person in the world, big or small, God sees us equal. But when a certain group of people come and hijack certain things and give it, garnish it and package it, you see it, then they become disequilibrium, you know, and inferiority complex, a disbalance in the society. And this is the schemes of Satan in human society.
Exactly.
What Satan is interested in every day is to make sure that there is inequality,
Yes.
to strike inequality in the society. I did this and you didn't do it. Then they strike up competition everywhere. So this is the duty of Satan. But God, in his infinite mercy, now created everything equal, alike the air we breathe, the water we drink, the sun, the moon. There is no difference, which I used to say that the greatest currency on earth is time and truth. And if you can see, God credits every person's account 24 hours every day. Then when he credits 24 hours every day, now these traders, I have to put them there, these traders, they go between. They'll come and hijack and start looking for whom to use the person's time. And when they are using your time, they are using your life. So that is the reason you see all these things, religious conspiracy, capitalist conspiracy. They want to weaken someone and they lift other people up. But it's supposed not to be like that. Even in creation, there are certain places where there is water, and there are certain places there is no water for, you know, and everybody needs water. And there are certain places where there is trees, and there is a certain place there is no trees for fruits and all that. But God, in his infinite mercy, still strike a balance, because every community, every village, every town, every nation have different things they have the other people don't have. Now, God was now saying, okay, what are we going now to do in order to make sure that we strike a balance because of the geographical location? Then you bring in love. Through love, then people could be able to mutually and perhaps value to value or by trade by barter relate with one another without losing anything. But these capitalists are going beyond border, and that is why you see these things called pilgrimage coming. It's basically not for spirituality but for economic reason, and to create inferiority complex, and at the same time to make sure that the people feel inferior, that they are not with God unless they travel to the so-called Holy Land. Is that okay? Yes, I think you are seeing the background I'm coming from. Okay, now, to a large extent, by common palace and human definitions of pilgrimage, pilgrimage is all about looking a journey or in search of meaning to life and for spiritual upliftment.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah, for spiritual upliftment. Now, but if we now say, okay, somebody is now going for pilgrimage for spiritual upliftment, now we begin to ask this question: what does matter has to do with spirit?
Okay.
You understand? What does matter has to do with spirit, and what does geography has to do with spirit? Then if God is everywhere, as I have just briefly said of the physical things, how God shared it equally. But those ones that are not spirituals, that are spiritual, so to say, God makes it universal. Something like in the primary definitions of spirit, spirit is things you cannot see with your two naked eyes. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
He made A common.
Okay.
Water, the same thing, and every other thing. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So now, spiritual upliftment does not come by physical pilgrimage. Let me classify it this way. By physical pilgrimage of moving from one place to another. If you really want to look for spiritual upliftment, then you have to look inwardly, not outwardly. Just as we have seen in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. He said, we do not look unto the things which that are seen, for those things which are seen are temporal. But we look unto the things which are not seen, for those things which are not seen are eternal. So now, God being universal, just as I rightly stated, everybody has 24 hours a day, no matter where you are coming from. So now, these people who are the capitalists and the religionists, religious leaders, now are looking for that because of greed and discontentment, which I said, contentment is the beginning of spirituality. Because they are not contented with what they have. Is that okay? And they are greed and they are so carnal. Now they start looking for whom to buy his own time, to seize his own time, to create that inequality. So that if I'm having 24 hours a day and I buy a slave, 30 slaves, and I take 4 or 10 hours out of them, 10 multiplied by 30 is what? 300. Have you seen it? So one person now is having how many hours in a day? 300 hours, because those slaves are working on his behalf. But the desire of God is that use your own 24 hours to create something that you can be used to exchange value system. You know, just as we are working, a point will come, we're going to devalue currency of the world by making people know that value is more important than paper. Are you all listening to me? So now somebody now is looking on what can I reason, a strategy, a group I can create to begin to eat upon this time, people's time, so that they work for me, you know, to enhance my own time and this and that and all that. This is how all these things comes about. This issue of pilgrimage and so many other division religion has brought, capitalist has brought. They want more than enough. They think they can buy life with money. And that is the reason why at the end of the day, they get frustrated. So pilgrimage is moving from place to place in search of. Now, really in search of upliftment, spiritual upliftment, so to say. Now, coming to this angle now, they now attach it that they are going to Holy Land. Are you getting what I'm saying? They're now going to Holy Land. Now, our question now comes in this respect. What makes a land holy? A land can never be holy without a holy man there. That's number one you must know. No land can ever be holy without a holy man. And you cannot find a religious man in a holy land. Since religion is a blockage to human spirituality. Because whatever they do it for sure. So in any place you find a religious person, the place is already polluted because they block man from spirituality. I had said it, that religion is not spirituality. Why is religion not a spirituality? Religious people are a group of people who are yearning and looking for God, but they have not found him. So they are all suspended in their search for God. So any place you see somebody who is looking for a holy land, I mean, you cannot, anywhere you find somebody say belong to this religion and call that place is a holy place is a lie. Why? God is omnipresence, omnipotent, omniscience, and to cap it all, God is that person whom we would have seen if we have not sought for him.
Yes, sir. But people believe that.
We are not talking about belief now. I don't want to preempt you, but you are going to speak that your word. We're not talking about belief now. We're talking about reality. You know, what are the things, practical things? Okay, after you have done this thing, what did you come out with it? How were you uplifted? Do you know so many people have become poor? That's the economic reasons now for traveling to a holy land. Do you know so many people has become sick for traveling to a holy land? Do you know that so many people have lost their life going for holy land? So the question now we are in is not belief. Belief system is expiring. Faith system is expiring. We are now into sciences and realities and conviction. Now, if you tell me that you are doing this, let us see how it solves a problem. Just like what you see in the Facebook today, and the TikTok and all that. You see somebody dancing, you say he got a talent. Now, he has a talent. You see somebody singing, you say he has a talent. Now, how many people did those things solve their problem, make them to realize life? You are a dancer. Then you have a talent to do what? To steal time of people. No, we have to be conscious of time. Yes, to steal people's time. So the people that believes, we are no longer talking about belief now. We are looking at what can save humanity. The time you used to dance and post in a distance, use it and go manufacture something. The book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 40, it says, God having created us and given us beautiful things, for they can never be made perfect without us. So our assignment here on earth is not to recycle what has already been discovered, but to discover what has never been discovered. Is that okay? What did you bring into the world? Not dragging on something. Just like the Holy Land. I'm coming. Don't lose your question. You know? Yes. Dragging a Holy Land, you want to go to Holy Land. Now, the further things, why do you look for the dead in the land of the living? The so-called Holy Land, the person who made it holy, is already dead and gone. A grave cannot talk to you. A stone cannot talk to you. So what are you going there to do? To discuss with who? Then the stone you are going to see there and the grave to see. What of the grave of your grandfather?
That one is not holy.
It's not holy.
Are you listening to what I'm saying? Okay, so these are the deception. This thing is just for exploitation. But give me your question and what the dimension you are seeing.
You already asked me the question because I was like, okay, Jerusalem, we're told,
yes,
was where Jesus Christ did his, let's say, primary assignment, generally.
Okay.
So a lot of persons have confirmed that he was buried there, his bones are still there, and people go there, they receive healing, and if you are not holy, immediately you go to Jerusalem.
Jesus again has bone. The bone of Jesus is where?
Like where he was buried.
Okay, yeah.
His remains are still there. The sand, that environment where he's buried there.
Okay.
Now once you go there, even if you are not holy, once you go there, you come back holy.
Okay.
If you are sick, if you have any challenge, once you go to that place, you receive miracle. Okay. So my question is, are we now saying that Jerusalem is not a holy land?
Okay. We take it from this way. Let's still go there. You see, if you go there, people believe that if they go there, they fetch the sand. Now, why do people go to hospital? That's the point. Yes, to be cured. Why not go to Jerusalem and pack the sand and you start using it to heal people? You see the problem now? Because anything you are discussing, for it to come out from religion, it must be scientific. It must be universal. That's the third laws of truth. Truth must be universal, common, and eternal. What is truth today must be truth yesterday, must be truth tomorrow. And what is truth to me must be truth to you. So if you pack your own sand and he heal you, and I pack my own and he didn't heal me, then some religion is there. Are you listening to me? Okay, this is number one. Number two is that the things when you go, pilgrimage, if that must be done, should be done as tourism. Is different from a pilgrimage. Sightseeing is different from pilgrimage. When you're talking about pilgrimage, religion comes into it. But when you talk about sightseeing, you are going to learn nature. Are you there? Which there is no attachment to whoever it may concern. Somebody can go and record a kind of a stone that is in Jerusalem, go to Africa, record a type of a stone that is in Africa, compare and contrast. This is research, this is investigation or whatever you can call it, but there is nothing spiritual about it. It is just an experience. Somebody wants to gather to use it to teach. So now you are going to a place. You can visit a place, a holy land, if the holy man is still alive.
Okay.
That is the virtue of going to a holy land. If the holy man is still alive, then you can visit a holy land to talk one-on-one, like Queen of Sheba, that went looking for Jesus when Jesus was alive. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Then so Solomon, when Solomon was alive, when he got there, he sat Solomon down because he was a zoologist and a philosopher and so many things. Now you begin to interact with that person, first-hand information. So if you should go to Jerusalem, you are going to Jerusalem when Jesus was alive, so that you can meet him one-on-one, have first-hand information, and ask him questions. But today, do you ask stone question? The answer is no. Do you ask grave question? The answer is no. That's why I'm telling you what happens to the grave of your ancestor. You know, they don't talk. So awareness is spirituality. Understanding is the language of the spirit. So when you get to something and you are just looking at it, focusing your attention there, then demon will come and push you out. Are you there? After you finish watching, looking at something, you didn't learn anything. Nothing changed. Nothing recorded in you. So you just live there. That's why I said, why do you look for the living in the land of the dead? So that place now is nothing. The same stone here is there everywhere. So this is, did you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so going there now for the sake that if you go there, you get spiritual upliftment, that is not it. It's a deception. But, you know, we say, ignorance is an unexplained truth. Our religion hides in ignorance because it's the child it gave birth to. You know? Yes, religion hides in ignorance, and ignorance is an unexplained truth. So when do you see the realities of what you are doing to yourself, to your finances, to your health, to your time, to your generation, and you find out it doesn't worth it, then what are you doing? Why should you go and spend time? Now, you said, does it mean that Jerusalem is not a holy land? I remember telling you people, how can a place where there are 3, 4, 5 religions be a holy land? A holy land is a thing that is, a holy place is something that is reserved for one particular use.
Wow.
Yes. The word holy is gotten from the word only. If you put H to N, then you get holy. So when you are talking about a holy place, you are talking about only place where a particular thing is reserved. And anything that is holy does nothing but solving problems. So you cannot say that a place where blood are shed, Gaza, Israel, they have been fighting from Bible time till now. Then what makes it a holy place, for crying out loud? When they killed the prophets and never believed that their peace is okay, they need peace in the world. What makes it holy? In a place where there is Judaism, where there is a Christian religion, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, then this person will face this place making noise, another person will face other place making noise. How do you call it a holy place?
Wow.
A holy place is a place that is reserved for one thing, you know, which there is no adulteration. Anywhere you find a religious person is no longer a holy place. A land cannot be holy because spirituality, religion is not a road to spirituality. They are the people who are yearning for spirituality but couldn't attain it. So now, look at it. These people who are religious in certain town, city, Jerusalem, as the case may be, now you find out that they use a common sun, breathe a common air, drink a common water, eat common yam, eat common meat, yet they don't worship God in a common way. How can that be called a holy place? I am asking a question. Why? What you people should answer me.
Can I comment, sir?
Yeah.
I think the main reason they see there as a holy place
Yeah.
is because of.
I thank God you are removing yourself now. They see there.
Yes, because
Okay.
I now know the truth.
Okay,
yes.
go on.
Yeah, that place
So
is seen
I've
as a holy
gotten
place
another person. All right.
because of Jesus' life and death there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
whole process. So since Jesus lived his life and then died and his tomb was there and everything. So
Yeah.
because of all those things, they see it there. Even if it's 100 years, they want to go and see them because they see it as a holy. That scenario of Jesus'
Yeah.
life there.
yeah.
So it's making them to see that this place is holy.
Yeah.
We need to go and visit it and make use of everything around. That is
Now, that is still religion, which I say religion is nothing but a limitation, a denial of a man to find himself. Now, the Jesus and the Jesuses, whatever experiences you're talking about, right? What? Then you are a sinner. Because why are you a sinner? Jesus said, greater work than this shall you do. I am going to my Father. So he never wanted anybody to come to Jerusalem, to come and see him. He's expected you to be greater than Jesus. So you are now challenged to make your own city and your own town a holy land. Because Jesus has given you his word and said, greater work than this shall you do. So what I did, you can, it is now a weakness and slavery for you to leave your own city and your own country, you know, instead of making it to be Jerusalem like, then you start traveling to go there. What are you going there to do?
So,
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Jesus said, greater work than this shall you do. So as a child of God, who know that God is universal and omnipotent and omnipresent, it is your duty to find your God anywhere. Because Jesus has died and Jesus is everywhere. So the same water that is in Jerusalem is here. The same air, the same sun, the same everything. And Jesus has given you the roots through which you can be greater than him. In the book of John, chapter 14, verse 12. I am going to the Father. So if I'm going to the Father, don't come here again. Are you there? Yes. If I'm going to the Father, don't come here again. He told the disciples, it is expedient that I leave. If I do not go, you people would not understand. Because my body presence is not needed. What is needed is the Spirit of God. And when he was leaving, what did he further to say? He said, I'm going to send a comforter to you. I am going to send a counselor to you. I'm going to send an administrator to you. So why did you now leave that place? Instead of looking inwardly to get connected to that Spirit of truth, which reveals everything to you, then you leave it and start going to that. That is what I'm telling you, that is the limitations of religion. So Jesus is everywhere. I'll say it. God is that person who would have seen if you have not sought for him. So you look for what you don't have. So just like the fallacy of religions of the second coming of Jesus. How can somebody who is a Christian be looking for Jesus? If Jesus lives in you, why are you looking for him? Is that okay?
Yes.
So you don't need to go to a place and say that you are looking for where Jesus matched his foot. Because even if you match the foot where Jesus matched the foot, there is no revelation. There is no awareness. There is nothing can be explained to you there. So that's what I still started by saying. Why do you go looking for the dead in the land of the living?
So can I come in a bit?
Is that your question answered?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
As usual, what we do here is bulldozing the embers of religion and setting humanity free.
Okay.
You've led us to know that pilgrimage has no spiritual essence to it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's a very strong-
Remind me, when I'm done, I'll tell you what is pilgrimage.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The real pilgrimage that needs to be done.
So
Okay.
that's a very strong statement
Okay.
you're making.
Okay.
Because pilgrimage has constituted an integral part of religion
Yeah.
for times endless.
Okay.
So my question now is, even in the Bible, even in the other holy books of other religions.
Yes.
We are made to know that
Other acclaimed holy books.
other acclaimed holy books.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you for correcting.
yeah.
So we are made to know, or we can deduce, that the relics, that is what they used, what they touched, of holy men can still heal. You know, the bones of Elisha was able to heal,
Yeah.
and the clothes of Jesus was able to heal too.
Yeah.
Elisha hit someone even when he was dead.
Yeah.
So people believe that going to a holy place can reactivate those miracles by getting in physical contact with the relics of the dead man.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, people equally believe that when you visit a holy place like Jerusalem, you'll be having a more pragmatic, more familiar scenario to understand the life of Jesus, because you're closer to the geographical environment where Jesus actually lived. So for two reasons, for some people, they go there to get spiritually uplifted, and they go there to get more spiritually and psychologically aligned, a greater understanding with the lives of Jesus, being closer with the geographical environment. So what do you say about that?
Yes, that is germane in the first question.
Wow, I'm liking this.
Are you listening to me? It's germane for the first question, like the bones of Elijah, the relics. If the relics is visible, the bone of Jesus is not there. That's number one. Two, people are not going to see Elijah. That's number two. And three, the bone of Elijah is no longer there. Elisha is no longer there. Now, I said it sometime, somebody's emotion can be crystallized in his bone. Just as Jeremiah said, that the word of God is like a fire in my bone. There is a way you would become close and close to your level of consciousness will be heightened. Everything you touch become fermented with the Spirit. Is that okay? So that one is what happened there. The bone of Elijah have the capacity to heal. Now, what I'm asking now, is the bone still there? That's number one. Two, how many people have that bone consistently healed? Three, if that bone has been healing people, as he said, which is true, I'm not doubting it, then why didn't we use it and convert it into medicine? You find out that the same Elisha, who did what he did, is still a limitation to lean on someone who is already dead. Because when it is become a charm, because there is a certain extent you get, when you get stuck, no one to explain to you. No one can replicate exactly what he did, because he didn't drop a note. He didn't explain what made his bone to be this healing power. So I'm now beginning to suspect. Maybe it could be a charm. You understand what I'm saying? Because Jesus Christ, and that is the reason why people are suffocating today. A God of Elijah, God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you can't do like them. Why? Because there was no laid down principle on how to replicate them. So this is the missing link there, which if we go to that direction, we'll all become religious. And those things that cannot be replicated, according to the 47th laws of truth. 47th laws of truth say that truth is transferable and expansive. But lies is transferable, but it's not expansive. You get the point? So if we use these laws of truth now and hate this, then you find out it has become religious. Because it cannot expand to people infinitely. We drop it aside. Now, coming to the side of Jesus, Jesus did not leave any of his bone. He didn't leave any of his clothes, even though his clothes healed people. But a point, he said, okay, I'm leaving my word. My word is me. My word is my clothes. My word is the water I drink. Now, take this water. It's a living water. When you get the word and apply it, your problem gets solved. So now, because of the limitation, you know Jesus is a scientist, a spiritual scientist. He knew that even if the whole world is sharing my clothes, a point will come, it will no longer be there. So he said, okay, now let's leave clothes. He knew. Elisha was before him. He knew those things, but he didn't want to toe the line of Elisha. He didn't want to toe the line of Elijah. He didn't want to toe the line of David, Daniel. He didn't want to toe the line. He created a platform that is universal and say, follow my instruction, follow the spoken word. Then through the word, you will get everything. That is the reason why now you're talking about his clothes. Jesus knows that people will be still religious. In the book of Revelation, he say he is the word of God, dipped in the blood. And that is called the word of God. So Jesus, both his clothes, his bone, his ear, his eye, his nose, everything is now in the word. So having the word, you have in contact with the word. Then why do you leave a place geographically to look for there when the word is there?
Okay. In this regard,
I've cleared you? All right. So this is how it is. I think you had a second question, or I've answered all of them.
Yes, the second one. People go for pilgrimages for a clearer understanding of the scripture.
You don't understand scripture because scripture does not speak. Those things you claim to be understand does not speak. You went there and saw a tomb. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't speak. It doesn't explain anything to you. However, the one that has already been written in the literature, that we have it in the Bible. You get a point? So such thing is no longer needed to waste human time. Let me tell you why so many so-called spiritual leaders and men of God go there. Why they go to so-called spiritual leaders and men of God go there is for deception. The reason it is for deception is that they want to play to the sympathy of their followers, psychological sympathy of their followers, so that they will feel that the master had gone there, the slave master had gone there to get himself energized. Now he's to rule us because he was just with Jesus. Then if you were with Jesus, what did Jesus tell you? That's number one. So when somebody comes from there, you're like, hey, he has gone to Jerusalem. Go to Jerusalem and do what?
Intimidation.
It's an intimidation to attract psychological and emotional sympathy from the crowd. Then they now begin to follow the person. That's number one. If the person after going there, you go and mix groundnut oil, it has become olive oil from Jerusalem. If you go and bring, spaghetti from this thing, it's become Holy Communion from Jerusalem. If you go and bring dawa, mustard seed, anywhere, it become mustard seed from Jerusalem. So it's a deception. And they are in the danger of hell. For knowing that these things which you are doing is just to intimidate people. That's by the way. The second one is that they go there, many of them who are inferior and don't want to admit that they are inferior, want to go there thinking that by going there, just as you rightly stated, by going there, they will get a spiritual contact, which is a lie. If you really want to be connected all over the universe, all at once, keep your heart pure. The purity of the heart will connect you. That is the network of Jesus, which is said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So if you want to open the portal through which heaven can get connected to you, it is the purity of the heart. That's the reason they go there. They feel inferior and yearning. Let me go to Jerusalem and now start my ministry or start my church. You know, he goes there, he knew he did not see anything. Now you I'm coming to you now.
Okay, sir.
You remember when you were seeking for God, according to you, searching for God. You go to a place where they say alone with God.
Okay, that's right.
How many days did you spend there?
I've gone there frequently for almost a period of a year.
Okay. Are you there? You didn't get anything. That's what Jesus was telling John the Baptist. When you go to the mountain, when you go to the desert, what did you see? John the Baptist went there, but because he doesn't have understanding, he came back empty.
Truth be told.
He came back empty.
Yes.
Later went and trespassed because he went to the desert. He was eating honey. You know, the many people will now go, I went to Jerusalem. I was eating a particular food. Have you done that? Do you go there for entertainment or what? When you come there, there is no spiritual upliftment. So John the Baptist was not even uplifted by the inch. So that's what Jesus was saying in the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 5, 6 to 11. He said, John the Baptist is the greatest prophet that have ever existed. But coming to the kingdom of God, he is the least. Coming to the realization of God, coming to the easy life, the light yoke, he is the least. But he suffered because he went from one pilgrimage to another pilgrimage, from one desert to another desert, from one fasting to another fasting. Yet it didn't amount to anything when it come to the simplicity of life, not looking for God where he can be found. If God is found in your heart, you have to make your heart holy before you can make a land holy. But if you don't make your heart holy and make a land holy, you are a criminal. Are you there? Yes. Now remember, you people have forgotten. Do you people read Bible? I don't want to be anyway. Yeah, if you read Bible, what did you see there? The conversation Jesus had in the book of John chapter 4 with a Samaritan woman. The Samaritan woman was telling Jesus that these people, this mountain is where we used to go to worship. Have you forgotten? This is where we go for pilgrimage every year. And you people, this battle has been. You people say that it's in Jerusalem that the pilgrimage will be. You people say it is in Hindus that we will go for worship. Now Jesus settled that case, which if people are not religious, they are supposed not to be anything like pilgrimage. After that discussion, and I told the woman that, okay, a time is coming and now is when a true worshiper should not worship God, neither in that mountain nor in Jerusalem, because God is looking for a person who is going to worship him in truth and in the spirit. Is the case not settled?
Settled.
Must this thing take us time again? We start discussing, I go to pilgrimage. If you say you're a Christian, any religion at all, when the answer has already been provided. Jesus is saying, we are looking for he who will worship me in truth and in the spirit. Now let me tell you what you must know. The journey, pilgrimage, physical pilgrimage, is moving from a place to place. But the best pilgrimage is the journey in the spiritual world. And that spiritual world, you move it with your thoughts through meditation and calmness, according to the fifth laws of truth and 13th laws of truth. The fifth laws of truth say truth is an uncreated creator. So a person who is meditative and thoughtful can generate a heavy watts, energy from the spiritual world anywhere you are. Because truth is an uncreated creator. And 13th laws of truth say that truth does not travel. So you don't have to be moving from place to place when the Kainjdan, the generator, the transformer is right inside of you. Based on your power of perception and ability to read nature and understand it. Then what are you looking for elsewhere when God is right inside of you? So people have refused to be meditative. People have refused to think. But Jesus settled it 2012 years ago. that God is looking for people who are going to worship him in truth and in the spirit. So spiritual journey is not a physical journey. Mark my word and note it.
Spiritual journey.
It's not a physical journey. The pilgrimage of the religion is a physical journey, moving from one location to the other. God is not in a geography. It's not in a location. God is right inside of your heart. So if you want to journey in the spirit, which I'm telling you, the true pilgrimage, move in the spirit.
That means there is no holy land anywhere.
Yeah, a land can be made holy. I can make this place I'm standing holy.
Okay, how?
You know, how I'm going to make it holy is that I can consecrate this place to a holy land. You didn't say holy people. You are saying a holy land. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Which I told you what is holy. A holy thing is something that is reserved for a particular purpose. Now, I being a spiritual person, which you have seen, that my clothes, my hanky, my everything heal people.
Sure.
Yeah? Which you people are witness. Okay. By then, okay, what of the living water we pray for? You know, many people did not understand what I wrote in the living water pamphlet. I say, when I'm gone, nobody should talk about living water. It has to go back, because that is instrument given to me. Unless if God says otherwise. That is the white stone, according to the book of Revelation chapter 2 verse 17. He who overcome, I will give him a white stone, which knoweth no man except him, to whom I have it for. You know? So now, I can make something holy. Like now, if not because of this interview, I can touch this ground now. After touching it, as a match on it, it will fall. To tell you that I have fermented it and made it spiritual. Not because it is holy, but because I'm a holy man. You understand? Now, but that does not mean that when I shall have gone, because my thoughts, if I concentrate it, whatever I think manifests. Now, after I shall have gone, if you come here again to match your ground, first person must fall, might fall, second person might fall, the third person might not fall. Why? Because there is nobody now to charge the energy. Then if there is nobody to charge it, and you continue with it, it becomes religious, it becomes satanic, it becomes demonic. However, for you to even begin to look for a holy land, why can't you go to a holy man and ask him, how can I make my heart holy? To start with. So that the same current he has, you too will have it. Which I started by telling you, that's why Jesus said, greater work than this shall you do. This mumu, is it not too much? Can't we just sit back and ask questions? Because all these things were being made simple. So this is the reason why people are dying, killing themselves, destroying their wealth, their economy. They feel inferior. Somebody that you are created as God created as you will make you inferior because you have not gone to a holy land. Then, if we call Jerusalem holy land, what of where the Muslims are going to their own? We'll call it what? Holy land. What of where the Hinduism is going their own? We call it what? Holy land. Then if we have holy land, where is now the holy land?
So what you're really saying is...
But did you get it?
Yes.
So
Okay.
yes. Where is now? So what is now the holy land? That I want to understand
Now-
by this explanation.
Now the holy land. What is land? L-A-N-D. Then if you want to talk of land in a universal form, what do you talk? The earth. The soil or the earth. Is that okay? There are 4 components, basic components, elements on earth. One is fire, one is water, air, and soil, which is land. Is that, you see these 3 components? Okay, 4 components. These things are universal. You know? So now, the earth, which is one of the components, you know there is holy water. Like the living water we do, we concentrate on it, and it becomes a holy water. Because the person who is doing it is alive. Is that okay? Now, earth. We have, okay, let's spell earth. Earth is what?
E
E-A-R-T-H. Thank you. E-A-R-T-H. Then if you remove that H, which symbolizes heaven, and bring it back, what do we have?
Hearts.
We have H-E-A-R-T. The Holy Land is your heart.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a revelation.
Wow.
Revelation indeed.
Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
So the Holy Land.
Is your heart, human heart. Religion must go as long as New Jerusalem movement is concerned.
So what you're really saying is that the essence of pilgrimage is of no spiritual consequence.
It has no spiritual meaning.
And what you
No
have told us here
significance.
is
Yeah.
that a place is holy only because of
A
the
holy man.
presence of a holy person.
Thank you.
That was
So,
Or a holy people.
And the place we go for pilgrimages because we have conflicts.
Yeah.
We have objects that are not holy, and we have components that don't qualify for holiness. Those
Yeah.
places cannot be ascribed to be holy.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So another point now I want us to explore basically is these people who go to Holy Land. Do they commit any form of spiritual error,
Yeah. Okay, go on.
sin,
Go on.
and is there any form of benefit derivable by those who are going to?
No, if you are a tourist, I'm not saying you cannot talk to Jerusalem. Me, I might choose when I have time, but I will not even go.
Okay.
Are you listening to me? If I have time, you can go and say you are a tourist.
Okay.
You are going for a recreation.
reasons. I know.
But don't bring anything holy there, number one. And don't attach it with God.
Understood.
You understand? Don't attach it with God. If you want to go, go. Carry your family and go.
Explore.
You can explore. But why then, if I may ask, you go in for that when all those things are here? Everywhere. You can create. Okay, I don't like using places as an example because the New Jerusalem is everything that is obtainable in the future to come. But let's say Dubai. Dubai was a pure desert. Are you listening to me? It's pure desert. Supposing they are spiritual, then the foolish person can imagine that place to be heaven.
As of now.
Because they were able to replicate things that are there, a desert. So what makes a place holy is just what I said as people that are there. Now, when you look at the environment in the embassy of the New Jerusalem, when you look at your environment, you won't ever believe that is found located in a very thick village. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Because holy people, creative people are there. You understand? So now people can come this place. Like, okay, I want to go. Why? Because I'm still alive. Because holy people are still around here. Then when you now meet those holy people, the living saints in the embassy of the New Jerusalem, you begin to converse with them. They begin to guide you. What made them holy? So that while you are living, you become as holy as they are. But the people you are meeting in Jerusalem are just still pointing at Jesus as the only person who have lived. That's number one. Number two, many of the people whom you are going there to meet in your stupidity don't even believe that Jesus is the Messiah. But they can carry you around and begin to tell you that, okay, this is where your Messiah did, this is where this is it. For what? For economic reason. Because the Jews till today are still waiting for their Messiah. But Africans are now trooping there, which is the third reason why the so-called men of God can go there. If he wants to raise money, fundraising, he can talk about going to Jerusalem. Then he become an agent of traveling. If it is 30,000 naira that it takes to travel to Jerusalem, you come and charge all of you 50,000 naira. You pay for 30,000 naira. How much gain did he make? 20 multiplied by number of animals that are going to follow him there. You get the point? So this is the reasons why it is being done. Not particularly that they are doing this thing to save life. Okay, tell me any person who have been there and after coming back, he become a changed person.
In fact,
We say that born again is a conscious change of attitude. God is omnipresent, omniscience, and omnipotent. Now, Christ, when he was alive, yeah, he was not omnipresent because he was trapped in the body, as I have told you. Anything physical is a trapped spirit. Is that okay? Now, when Christ was here in the physical world, he was omnipotent, omniscience, but was not omnipresent until he died and resurrected.
Became a spirit.
He became a spirit and become omnipotent, omniscience, omnipresent. I told you people in our teaching, I said, when I leave this earth, nobody should celebrate my death day, should celebrate my birthday. You think I was joking? No, I meant it. I said, nobody, don't pick my picture anywhere and begin to say this is me. No. But there is word I gave to you, which came from my Father, Jesus. Follow the word. Remember the word. That's why 25th March 2012 is the greatest day in human history, because he came to liberate humanity from, that was, the Trinity of evil. That's the independence of humanity from Trinity of evil. That was the day truth was manifested, re-manifested, to spread to the end of the earth. How many of you know my birthday? You don't know. I will spend my time now and begin to say we want to fry chicken that are doing daddy's birthday. You know? And when I die again, it will become like that. People will begin to come to do what? When I'm gone. So if you want to come, you can come now and ask your questions. Is that okay?
So you know there are a lot of contradictions in this so-called pilgrimage.
Okay.
Like you pointed out.
Yeah.
You found out that the Jews who we are sheepishly visiting don't even believe in the Christ.
Yeah.
And people have not thought what a paradox.
Yeah.
That the places we're going to, the people who lived with these people have not believed that this is the Messiah that worked, even when he was alive.
Yeah.
And we're still trooping them.
Yeah.
And sir, if I let you know the amount that governors are spending on pilgrimages,
Okay.
you'll be overwhelmed.
Okay.
It's no longer just for economic reasons, it has become a political tool.
A political tool.
So many governors, in order to win the bloc, respect the representation, the votes of a particular class of people, spend a lot of the people's money on pilgrimages. So people no longer even use their money. They are empowered, emboldened to go for pilgrimages.
Okay.
So it's become a means of laundering public funds.
Okay.
So this topic is something else.
Are you listening to me? So I'm still saying this thing because we're coming from the platform of Christ.
Yes.
But any pilgrimage anywhere in the world is a scam. It's slavery.
yes.
Both Judaism, Hinduism, or anything, there is no land that is holy, especially in a land where blood is shed. It's a deception
Honestly, sir.
and should be shunned.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes,
and
sir.
even if it is for entertainment, as I said, you don't entertain a fool. You're not someone who have not done anything, will be looking for entertainment. Are you recreating yourself? What have you ever created that you get exhausted to get recreated?
Honestly, we really have to kind of throw let's say, more light on the aspect of the spiritual implication of pilgrimage, because early those days, I could remember some of our folks. You see someone starving, saving money, he say, I want to join the next set of people traveling to Jerusalem.
To
and
Jerusalem,
all of that.
okay.
And I know one person that after the person have come back, some years later, the person was begging for money, like asking for money. And these are big ladies.
Okay.
So we really wanted to talk on the economic implication.
Okay.
And how it could mar or make someone financially.
All right. I've just said it. Many people go there to steal golds. Are you there? Many people go there for business trips.
Okay, which is...
Yes, they go there, and when they are coming, either they steal gold or they buy gold.
Okay.
That's number one.
Which is
So many
reasonable.
people go there and disappear. But the mumus, are you there? The mumus, who are religious fanatics, when they go there, they will still be there. I go to River Jordan. River Jordan is not, even the River Niger in Nigeria is more brighter than River Jordan. Are you there? You go to River Jordan. After going to River Jordan, you go to Jericho. You go to Jericho. After going to Jericho, all those nonsense. When the person now come, he become empty because he's a religious person. We said it. So the spiritual implication is nothing, because I said it. Spiritual journey is traveled spiritually, not physically. And the journey of the Spirit, that is the meaning when a journey, when God comes into a journey, it becomes grace. This journey, when God comes into a race, let me put it this way. Instead of saying spiritual journey, let's say spiritual race. When God comes into a race, it becomes grace. And when grace comes into it, you enter into rest.
Okay.
And when you rest, something rests, you don't go anywhere, fulfilling the 13th laws of truth. So anyone who have rested spiritually, don't move anywhere, because you can stay one place and sense the whole world all at once. Yes. Let me tell you one thing. You go before, I have to speak before I bring it to peculiarity. The general pilgrimage I have to discuss with you people is this general spiritual pilgrimage. Is the dream and the vision you see. But because you don't have truth and Jesus is not in you, when you go to spiritual pilgrimage, you go to a village and see yourself digging toilets, climbing palm one tree. Are you there? Instead of solving problems. So the spiritual pilgrimage, you do it every night. So how do we walk that people become conscious of who they are? That when you begin to dream, you have what they call lucid dream. You'll be able to control your spirit. I want to travel to village like I do, like I've caused so many people to do. I want to travel to village to go and check things. Last 2 weeks, my younger brother, our father, my stepbrother of my father had died in the year 2000. This is 223. Now, there was a land, we have multiple lands. So we share some, and we couldn't share all of them. So I was there on certain day. My stepbrother that is at home, Ejiofor by name, I was there. They were showing me something. I traveled to my house. In the spirit? Yes, in the spirit. I did pilgrimage. Did you like that one?
Yes.
Okay. Now I went to the village. I saw him with his friend negotiating to sell a land. Negotiating. I told the man, I called the man, come. I said, you want to buy this land from this Ejiofor? Do you know that he's among the smallest of us? Is he really going to give you particulars? Because when the people that owns this land comes looking for it, you can't defend it. He said he agreed that he was going to give him particulars and certifications of he being the owner of that land. I said, okay. Immediately I woke up in the morning, I brought my phone, I called Ejiofor. I said, Ejiofor, what are you doing with land? Who are you and your friend? What are you people trying to connive? Do you want to die? You want us to leave the land for you? He said, brother, how did you know? I said, you are asking me, how did I know?
Surprise.
You understand? Why? Because I went to pilgrimage to my village, in the spiritual pilgrimage. And I didn't do it because I'm special. Anyone could do it. But immediately religious come and block your ear. You will no longer see. That is looking but not seeing. Hearing but cannot understand or perceive. In their hearts. So this is what needs to be trained in humanity, but they have to agree with us to cancel pilgrimage to Jerusalem, right?
Yes, sir.
And cancel pilgrimage to India and every other places they go for pilgrimage. Now they will now come. We teach them how to do pilgrimage every night. It is pilgrimage, still in a negative way like religious people, that witches and wizards used to travel to some, what did you call that one?
Negative privilege.
Yes, it's a negative privilege, traveling to deadly homes and deadly land. You know?
Flying at
Yes, flying at night, perched on a tree. There was a case we handled, an occult man, I won't call the name of fraternity. When we got to his house, he wanted to use the wife for ritual. When we got to his house, he was not there. He left his body. They were there in the air, suspended. They had a meeting in the air. Religion, you people should be very careful. Because one thing is very clear, all these religious leaders are aware of what we are saying. But because they make money out of it and destroy life out of it, so they feel so comfortable, they continue promoting it. But in the night, they know where they go. Now, when we got there, the man was there in the spiritual world, making meeting with the group and the couple. You know what we did? We seized the air and jolted it. The air losing, all of them come on the ground. Are you there? Then we did all we did. Then the man couldn't sustain it. I won't tell what happens afterwards, but this is how it is. So now, if that man, if there is a spiritual leader, which did not, if there is, so many of them, spiritual leader will go there. After that, he'll come and the mount in the pulpit. But it's a part of a fraternity. You see people, so many of them will leave their body in their land, go to the sea, collect power from man-made demons. And when they come, they begin to pirate and mislead people. You struggle to become like that person, you can never come close to him. Because he can't teach you how he went to the bottom of sea to receive rings and the things which he used. So, humanity should be very, very careful about this poison called religion. Be it Christian religion, those that practice Christianity as a religion, and every other things. Now, every other forms of religion, all of them are demonic. Because that is the reason why you can never come closer to that spiritual leader. And my father said it authoritatively, greater work than this shall you do. No prophet on earth, no general overseer on earth has ever made such statements. Greater work than me shall you do. I do no longer call you slaves, I call you friends. John chapter 14, 13. Because everything I have heard from my father, I have made known to you. In John chapter 17, verse 17, he says, sanctify them with the truth, for your word is truth. I do not pray for them alone, but I pray for everyone, that they will be one. For I sanctify myself, you also should sanctify them with truth. So what we are trying to do is that everybody should come under the umbrella of truth. Yeah. And when you are talking about truth, let's begin to put it this way. Are you looking, the world are looking for who will convert from one religion maybe to Christian religion? But I have to ask you this question and at the same time answer it for you. Don't look for people who will convert you from any religion to Christian religion. But look for someone who will give you life. Now immediately you get life, you become a Christian. But if you start looking to be converted to Christianity, then you will meet religion there. But look for life. When you get life, you become a Christian. And when you become a Christian, religion disappears. Then you find out that you fulfill the book of John chapter 14, verse 6. I am the way, the truth, and the life. So don't look for any religion to be a part of. Don't look for somebody that will convert you from one thing to become a Christian. But look for someone who will give you life. When you receive life, we will know whether you are a Christian or not. Anyone that has life is a Christian.
Okay.
So please,
So we
let me
have
come
to-
in. Just
Is that understood?
Very well, sir.
Okay, so pilgrimage is nothing but a scam, physical pilgrimage. Now, look at it now. Okay. We should, yeah, before you go on to your this thing, now Elon Musk should now be a spiritual leader.
He's journeying to Mars.
Because he goes to Mars. But you know scientists, they don't tell lies. Physical scientists, they don't tell lies. They are not religious. But if Elon Musk should now come and allow his beard to grow, allow his beard to grow, when he traveled there, he will tell you he saw God. Then all these general overseers say if you want to be in the name of Jesus, if you want to, immediately put Jesus in it. All the general overseers, they will say their private jets and go there to go and see. But you know they are too plain, they are too free. Physical scientists, they don't tell lies like religious people. They don't pretend. Now, if Elon Musk should now put 1 billion naira to anyone who really wants to go to Mars and stay for 2 days, all these general overseers, they'll start selling their private jet to go there, so that they add more to their nonsense and to their superiority. You tell the person they have gone there when God spoke to me. You know, do you know when we were growing, they were saying God spoke to me, I had an encounter with God. I was like, where did these guys meet God? Now, on my growing up, I begin to see, okay, let's go and meet God as they have met. But it wasn't possible. That's why I went to Ohum Monastery in Enugu. That was 2001, my first year in university. I got there alone. And when I got to the waterfall, the cave that was there, you have been there? Okay, that cave, when I got there, they say you don't go singly. You must go in group. By then, all this kidnapping stuff have not come. But they were afraid of wild animal.
Yes.
Wild animal. But that wasn't me. I needed to see God. So when I got there, I carried my bag, knapsack, right? Okay. I carried my bag. I got there. When I got there with a group, when they were going, I sneaked in and I went and hid in the cave. I went hide in the cave. They left. When they left, I stayed there. By 12 midnight, I went to the waterfall. If you go to the waterfall in monastery, the tallest part of it, you can't see the sky. AM. Yes. The year 2000, which is over 20 years now. I went there, I was praying, God, Ngwa, come. I want to see you. I was there till 12:30 to 1 o'clock. I didn't see God. I was disappointed. Then I had to go back. You see, religion,
The pilgrimage didn't work for you.
it didn't work for me at my tender age. You know? So after that, I said, okay, these people, see God talk to you. God is a consciousness. Don't be deceived for desire to see God physically. God is a consciousness. God is awareness. God is understanding. Understanding is the ability to see the unseen in the seen, and it is the language of the spirit. So when your awareness and your perception begin to increase, then you communicate and relate with God. You can see angels, but to see God is impossible. So this is how this deadly religion had been. If lion had got him in there,
I was just imagining. Because the waterfall almost choked me.
you understand? Yeah. If lion had got him in there, but I'm not saying this out of revenge anyway. I'm not retaliating. We are not having vengeance. But I'm just trying to tell you realization of how far religion can useless humanity. Then you allow me to keep quiet. You know, when I have found rest in God. So please, this is it. Every pilgrimage cancelled. If you want to be a tourist, fine, you can go and tour. You can also come to the embassy when holy people are still around and ask them questions. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, sir.
All right.
That's amazing. Actually, I don't know the
Okay.
question, but I want to wrap up my...
Okay.
Okay, he has,
You-
he has
you-
covered,
answered.
yes.
You have
Okay.
any other
It
question?
has been covered, though where I wanted to go to, it has been touched, but for the sake of our listeners,
Yeah.
I have a scenario this year, an old woman that was seriously sick. So she usually go for this pilgrimage.
Okay.
So this year, the people were like, no, you will not go. I said, no, that if she go there, she will be okay. You know,
Okay.
their belief. So she actually went, returned. It was still, you know, when I asked, she's still very. So my question is this. They have this faith, when I go, my problem will be solved. But they still go and return unhealed, on the problem unsolved. Yet people are still going. So my question is, why?
Okay.
Even when we have seen that this thing is actually not.
The reason is because truths have not been explained. With this time like this, what we're saying now, you can take the truth to them, can take this clip to them. Is that okay? Then when they now see the clip and listen, a mad person does not know he's mad. So a religious person does still not know that he's religion until he see a superior truth. You understand? So you don't blame them, just like you wouldn't blame me for going to monastery in search of God in a bush. You understand? So you will not blame them, but what you have to do is to take the truth to them so that they would realize themselves. Forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. You know, we say a religious person, trinity of evil. Satan got married to religion, and religion gave birth to ignorance. And a religious person is a group of confused people who see God as a part, not as a whole, who continue doing anything day in, day out, without promotion, without positive results, without evaluation, without asking questions. So that is the victim of that woman. Now, an ignorant person, religion wouldn't have survived without ignorance. An ignorant person is a person who does not know that he does not know, and he does not want to know. So pity them. It is not their fault. Now, coming to the pilgrimage in the totality of a spiritual pilgrimage. Now, I think you people were discussing with me there. You, Susie, were telling me you need the experience. Now, if I take you to the spirit now and open your spiritual eyes to see the things you need to see, what do you call that one? Pilgrimage. You don't pay anything. Within 5 minutes, you are done. Your spiritual eye will be open. You begin to see the unseen in the seen. You find out that God is not a breath away from us. And God said, don't pay money, pay attention. When you pay attention, you find yourself in a holy land. And that holy land, you go it through your heart. And that is the spiritual movement. How many people have we taken to the New Jerusalem in the spiritual world? Like so many of them?
Yes.
Okay, Susie, it was last Monday, right? Which was a covenant day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A lady that came, that she thought that, that today is covenant day. I said, you came late. What did I do to her? She said, is it true? I heard in your message that you have conversation with 24 elders. He said, since she heard that, it threw her off balance. Goose pimple is all over her, and that and that. Is it that true? I said, okay, no problem. There is no argument. I said, okay, see light. She saw a light. I opened the screen for him to watch, for her to watch. And look at it. Millions of angels. She was screaming that there are too many angels here. I've never seen this kind of angel. All of a sudden, I came there. You know, she was watching it, screaming. It was real because she was reacting to the things like, hey, it's too much. They are too much. Angels are too much. I said, okay, then watch me. He saw. I said, look at that cross in front there. He saw the cross. I said, look at those stones. See waterfall there. Waterfall. She began to see waterfall. And all that. Then a point came, which I will withhold this one from the audience. I now asked her to ask the angels whom the servant is, which she did, and got the answer. Just like what Jesus did. He asked Peter and the disciple, whom do you think I am?
Power.
Whom do you think I am? He said, you are the Son of God. He said, it is Holy Spirit that can reveal to them. Then I took her to the Spirit. She was able to see the original and the pure copy of that. Now, Peter and the disciples, Jesus in the book of Matthew chapter 17, took them to the pilgrimage and they were able to see Elijah. Yes, that's pilgrimage. That's spiritual pilgrimage. Then if we want to now call the spiritual pilgrimage, we say transfiguration because we have gotten a base value.
Wow.
Right?
Exactly.
Yes. He didn't tell them, follow me this one, follow that, me that. He said, okay, yes. Let's go to pilgrimage and look at Elijah, look at Moses, look at everything. The host of heaven gathered and we were like, wow, this is that pilgrimage. And at the end of the day, he said, don't tell any person that you're going to Jerusalem until I resurrect. You understand? Now, look at still the deception. Now, if religion is not doing their physical pilgrimage for sure, why should a man of God be there and begin to take picture? Whom do you want to show? Whom do you want to impress? Are you listening to me? Begin to video it. Which I say they are looking for sympathy. It is between you and God. If you are really sincere in heart, you don't need to show the video. Not that it is bad to take video, but bring it when it is needed. If you are telling stories and it's fitting into the story, you bring it out. But don't just go there and begin to radio your people, okay, now I am in the tomb of Jesus. Now I am this. When there is no need for that, then whom are you now impressing? Which my father was saying in the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 6. He said, when you need anything, go to the closet, close your door. Speak to your father in a secret. Now the father that sees you in the secret will reward you openly. You hypocrites.
Whenever anybody goes to any form of pilgrimage,
Yeah.
it comes with a new identity. Because we talked about social discrimination, one of their greatest tools.
Yes, a new negative identity. Put that adjective there.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Put that adjective there. A new negative adjective. Inferiority to make
Some
other people
will feel
inferior. Yes.
Even the people in the other religion,
Yeah.
and in the Christian religion.
Yes.
Anybody that goes, they want to have that identity.
Yes.
And it's adding it to their list of names.
Thank you. You see, either they add it to a name, or they do something that will show that yes, they have gone to Holy Land, but their heart is still dirty. So a dirty heart cannot go in a holy land, and you cannot find a religious man in a holy land because religion is a barrier between man and spirituality.
This is really extensive and you have really done justice to this topic.
Okay.
I appreciate you for that.
All right.
So to wrap up today's episode,
Okay.
I'm really going to put it, having heard everything and being able to understand the spiritual aspect of it. Then the question comes like this now. It's going to be educative and as an advice to the audience.
Okay.
Who should then go for pilgrimage? You understand? And what are the economic importance of pilgrimage? You know, wanted to know the economic implication, which you still have to tell us what it does to people financially, economically. Then, if somebody must actually go for pilgrimage or sightseeing, so to say, who is supposed to go, under what circumstances, and what are the economic, because I believe there's still a positive aspect of it, but what are the circumstances in which somebody should go for tourism?
Yes. As far as religion is attached to it, are you there? There is no economic implication. There is no economic benefit as far as religion is there. Because one thing is very clear. When you do something, our people used to say that if you kill somebody, mosquito, show the blood as a conviction. When you are doing something in the book of Romans chapter 10 verse 10, anything you're speaking and your heart is saying one thing and your mind, your voice is saying another thing, your mouth is saying a different thing, you are off God. So that is why this pilgrimage should be ruled off to anybody who is looking for God, because God is looking for people who are sincere. So if you are now asking me of people who are really going into pilgrimage, if you want to attach pilgrimage to spirituality, if not transfiguration, then it is the tourists.
So I want to talk about it.
Now, if you are talking, I'm not a tourist minister anyway, but if I'm going to talk about tourists, you know it generates money for people. But why is it even generating money? Is money what we are looking for, or creativity? If you go to a holy land and populate the place and go the same thing, you have not done anything. You have just promoted the economy of a nation which you went to. Why can't you stay in your own country to create something that would attract other people to come and buy? And whatever that is to be bought, let it be a product that has the power to solve problems, not on entertainment ground, which when you go to pilgrimage, immediately you come back. If your car has an accident or your house got burnt, you get angry. So you find out that those things you carry from there, you claim to have carried from there, is not going to survive. But if it is something you went there to buy for economic reasons, you can see the product and you use the product to solve problems in the country. So entertainment industry, you people should wait. We are still coming for you people. Is that okay? We are still coming for them, but let us begin to talk about pilgrimage. So to a large extent, pilgrimage, you go to become a nuisance. What of people who escape and begin to cause problem, populating a nation? You know, so there is no things. It has become a forum of lies, a forum of deception. So it doesn't have any really economic benefit, because even as you said, they are still wasting Nigerian economy, and Nigerians are suffering. A country that is in poverty, below poverty level, is sponsoring millions to people to a foreign land. You see, something is wrong with them. For political reasons. So I don't see any economic benefit there. But if you want to be a tourist for sightseeing, then if you want to go for sightseeing, don't use any person's money. It is we who are the cruisers who have arrived financially. Is that okay? Which I might not even do. Because I don't know why I'm recreating myself when I'm already recreated. Holy Spirit can rejuvenate you, and you can create your heaven anywhere you are. That's number one. Number two, now you ask me, how do we go, or
should go?
Who should go?
Yes.
Yes, a person who should go is a person who should not go. You understand? A person who should go is a person who should not go. Why do I say so? If you should go, like me, I should go. But why I should not go is because if I close my door now, then I can be anywhere I want to be by my spiritual movements. Are you there? I can be calm in meditation. Okay, let us go to pilgrimage, but everybody is going to go to different pilgrimage. Are you there? Am I communicating with you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who should go and how should we go? I don't want to make it spiritual to a large extent, but I have to use a partial pilgrimage. If I want to make it spiritual, then I can put all of you people in the spirit. Then the viewers begin to report. But that is not what you came here to see.
That's right.
Is that okay? Yes. Now, go to your primary school where you pass your primary school. Travel to your own primary school. Travel to our own primary school. I go back to my own home, my own primary school. How many classroom? How many people? How many wall? The classroom. Is it zinc? The roof and all that. Begin to meditate over it. That is pilgrimage. You didn't pay a dime.
No economic implication.
Are you there? Now, are we even talking about pilgrimage now? YouTube is everywhere. If I want to go know what is happening in any part of the world, I Google in the YouTube. Let us even forget about this spiritual journey, because so many people might not really understand what we are saying. Yeah. But you have traveled now. Didn't you go to a primary school?
I did.
Yeah?
In fact, I even had a feeling. I began to have the feeling of.
I was in the compound.
Are you there? So let us begin to relocate to thoughts, so that when they bring all these deceptive suggestions, we can query them and question them. All of you are back now in your pilgrimage. That's it.
Wow. Amazing.
Wonderful.
You know?
Yeah?
Honestly, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. at times when it seems as if we don't end it, but you know, everything has time and we just have to end it so that you can comprehend everything that has been said. But like me, I think it's a wow. The understanding is so awesome because a lot of us, a lot of people have been deceived. So many people have wasted resources in the name of looking for God, in the name of visiting a holy land, in the quest to become holy. Unknown to them that this holy land we are talking about, according to what we have heard today, is your heart. It's a holy heart. It's a holy land. And no place is holy except there is a holy man that makes it holy. It depends on the consecration that are taking place in that place. So today we're meant to understand that God is not in geography. When we are talking about looking for God, God is within you. And just like what he has said, he's looking for those that will serve him in spirit and in truth. He's not looking for people that will travel to Jerusalem. God is everywhere. In fact, he is within you. So there is no any spiritual implication when it gets to, pilgrimage. A lot of persons think it is when I travel there, I see Jesus Christ. But from what he's telling us today, he's trying to let us know both economically, financially, spiritually, you don't need all of that. In fact, as a matter of fact, those people that should go to pilgrimage or tourism according to, except for maybe business purpose or business reason, but once religion is attached to it, it is off it. So let us come to that understanding today that we really need to do what? Sanctify yourself. Live holy. Jesus said, according to servant from the word of God, greater things shall ye do. And you can also make where you are holy so that you can attract people to come there, to come and see what is happening. Anyways, I don't want to speak longer than this, but it's just a recap to let you understand what we have heard today. I can't comprehend it, and I believe you too did, but please settle down, sit down, go over it again, listen over and over again, and you will really be blessed. Thank you for staying true and staying put. We've come to the end of today's episode. See you some other time. And I don't want to
I want to chip in something. Let me talk for Christians, spiritual, acclaimed leaders. Anyone that is running church in a hotel should close down. In beer parlor, should close down. In gardens, where they drink alcohol, should shut down. It's a polluted environment. I won't speak more than this. But no person should run church in a garden.
We'll talk more on it as a topic.
Okay, so that's it. That should be, but I just want to chip in this.
Yes, but it also has a relationship to what we're talking about. Because when we talk about holy land, consecrated place, then God should be worshipped, served in a place that is secluded for him. So not in beer parlor, not in
hotel, five-star hotels.
How can you go to a hotel that has been polluted? A lot of activities took place over the night.
Harlots, prostitutes, criminals.
So many terrible things has happened. And then in the morning, you come and sweep the place and mount up pulpits. It's a contradiction. It's an irony. So we'll just bring this topic your way so that we can edit a lot of things that are happening, okay? This is all about lifestyle updates, ministry updates, so many things coming up. So once you pick the one that is peculiar to you, please roll with it, go and do something about it. And don't forget, our wonderful book is here, The Bombshell. As I used to say, this, you need it. It's amazing. Everything we discuss, can you believe, even when the servant is talking, you hear him quoting from the laws of truth. This is an amazing book. Don't say, I don't know this author. Just pick it. Give yourself a wonder. It's a book that will keep you down, and at the end of it, you will come out, you will recognize yourself. Pick the book of excellence if you want an excellent life, excellent living, excellent family, excellent everything. We have these materials that God has given to us for your own benefit, for your spiritual upliftment. If truly you are looking for God, there is a place actually you can ravage and find God, and these are in this wonderful piece of literature, this wonderful book, the spiritual book. So don't forget to pick one for your neighbor, for your employees, employer, for your family members, and change the world. Thank you. I remain Divine Susie. Come your way some other time. Bye.